their area. So the UNEP asked me to visit them, and we had a very nice discussion. They were all excited about rainwater harvesting. But in the end, well, of course, the manager was also there. Then the manager said, the problem is, if we promote rainwater harvesting, we will lose our client and our revenue, and we'll have no revenue to pay our utang with luwa. Luwa. And that is the situation in all of our water districts. I was also invited by Mayor Hagedorn to teach his staff 1 week on rainwater harvesting. On the last week, the manager again of the water district was there, and no more. No more. So the problem is structural, actually structural. So if we want to go into this, the government should create that environment to allow rainwater harvesting among private households. In other countries, they even subsidize. If a building, if an owner will retrofit the building and allow rainwater harvesting. They also require, not only subsidize, but they also require that for an area as big as this, you need to come up with a tank as big as this, if we want rainwater harvesting in our country. That's why a group like you can become advocates, if you are sold to the idea of rainwater harvesting, we need advocates to change the policy. But you know, policy is very difficult unless there's a group pushing for it. See, doctor.
Before Dr. Tabat, we can already pass the mic to him. There's a question from the spillover room. With apartment dwellings becoming a trend, how will rainwater harvesting be implemented?
In apartment buildings, especially if it's a slim and so many floors, your catchment is only the roof, but your users are in the floors. So there's actually a small catchment and many users. So the next step would be, it is also possible to catch rainwater from the ground. Actually, that's what Singapore has been doing all the time. Every corner in the streets of Singapore, they have a tank, and this water is being processed somewhere and returned to the households as good water already. And there was a study to comparing the quality of water, the rainwater coming from the streets, and the water coming from a natural watershed, and the study says there's no difference in the quality of water. But they still process the water in the same manner that we have processed water here. So that can also answer the question. From water from the streets, water from the park.
Actually, I got to drink that bottled water coming from the rainwater harvester. Yeah, in Singapore, there's a bottle company there. Okay, Dr. Tan.
Yeah. Michael Tan. I'm here with the Ateneo Graduate School of Business and with the Ateneo School of Medicine. And so one of my questions actually for our medical students, there are quite a few here. In Panay, have you had experiences of health institutions tapping into rainwater and how much of their needs might be fulfilled? No? But I did have another question, seeing it in, because this is of course part of the APS project. I was just wondering, is there an Ateneo connection here in your advocacy involvement? Did you pick up methods here from Ateneo? No? Then the last one's just a comment, no? Because you did mention that some governments subsidize rainwater harvesting. I should remind people in here that the Quezon City government did pass an ordinance which actually gives incentives if you make your roofs green, you know, if you start planting up there. I don't know if we should be checking with the Quezon City government if they should extend those. I believe there will be tax deductions, no, if you do rainwater processing. It might be an advocacy issue and an election issue as well. No?
in Panay Island, I don't have, maybe, I have not seen a hospital gathering rainwater even just for cleaning toilets or cleaning floors, when that could have helped a lot. Or maybe I have not made my inquiry and I did not go to that extent of asking hospitals. But that would be great if one hospital or any building at that matter can use rainwater for toilet use. My connection with the Ateneo is the IBOP project, the innovations for the base of the pyramid. And that's where we do research. And hopefully, some of the questions that were raised can be another study for Ateneo. Thank you, thank you.
Actually, if I may just add a bit, because I'm with the IBOP project. Okay, and we've received her reports, no? And she was saying that even if you have a very good technology, her problem was that she's not yet able to really fully demonstrate this technology to the rest of the community in the province. So there's this challenge of really disseminating this kind of technology, you know, the challenge of mobilizing communities, a challenge of imparting and communicating this knowledge to the rest of the community who should be able to appreciate that this is beneficial to them. So, andun pa sila sa ganong stage at this point. Dr. Greg, and then maybe there's a question from there.
Hi, I'm Greg Tangonan. I'm from Ateneo. I run the Ateneo Innovation Center. But I also, with the government, I run the executive director of the Commission on Science and Technology. One of our major programs in the Philippines, in Comste, is to deploy solar, low power solar for clean water and lights and others. But with respect to Ateneo and the help that we are initiating through IBOP, we have an operating system of a cistern, or a rain catching system in Ateneo, where the environmental department, science department, the biology department, we've actually been testing the quality of the rainwater as received from Katipunan rain. It's very, very clean. You can drink it directly. But then we also store it, and we look at storage strategies. I'm interested in the tanks. Okay, so we have a running prototype. And then we actually use a little bit of solar power. It doesn't take much, 5 watts of power, and you can get 20 liters, 30 liters of clean, drinkable rainwater using filter and then UV. So we've done all the science. They'll back you guys up, so the Team Ateneo is the School of Science as well. Wow. Okay, so they're on that side. We also have the Ayala folks just saw this demonstration. We have a waste treatment garden. Okay, it's our Marian garden, but it actually is cleaning the waste from several of our buildings. And we think these two systems that we've worked on for the last 2-3 years now become prototype systems that we can deploy. So I just wanted to inject that Team Ateneo actually has a bunch of scientists and engineers working on IBOP and other projects. We've deployed the rain catching system and some already in El Nido. We have a branch in El Nido. So we're quite aware of how the local people use solar, and we have helped them reconfigure and drop the costs. We also offer some LED lights that you may be hearing about pretty soon, low-cost LED lights. Thank you.
Oh. Thank you for that information, Dr. Greg. May I just, okay? May I just mention a study made in Australia, comparing, because we have the option to use rainwater or use recycled water using wastewater treatment strategies, no, or technologies. But the study says that for rainwater, the greenhouse, the CO2 emission is 0.2